Well, welcome back to VP4 Online. This is going to be our second match tonight in the 9-ball or the World Series of Pool 9-ball tournament. It's another one-loss side match, and it's a match between Jeeves and Jose. Jose from Spain, and Jeeves was here earlier on. Let's see if he's still here, because I thought he wouldn't turn up. Or is it me that just can't see the name? That's Jover, there's Jeeves there. And I can't see well, I presume he's from England because it says Salford Pool something or other there. Can't see the flag. But anyway, race to 15 on the one-loss side. Lag for break. Alternate break, no jump cues. And we had a comfortable win for semi-pro in the earlier match tonight. Good evening to Parliament. And the match between semi-pro and Shibo. Shibo wasn't up to the task. Semi-pro comfortably through. I think it was 15 racks to 7 in the end. This match, I haven't a clue how it's going to go. Jeeves, I don't think I've really seen an awful lot of. Jose, got a pretty much good idea how he's going to go. He's going to get out of shape. And how Jeeves is going to deal with that, I don't know. And likewise for Jose, how he's going to deal with Jeeves. So we'll see how it takes shape. Jeeves is in. He's keen to get underway. 1900 rating, or 1941. And Jose's arrived. And we lag for the break. By the way, Paul, are you still there? I don't know whether I told you this. I eventually got Virtual Pool 4 Mobile installed on my Android. I got it installed a while back when I got the new phone. I eventually got it. I couldn't get the payment to work, but I got it sorted. And it was working fine at the start. And then there was an Android update, an update to the Android version, and since then I've got no audio in Virtual Pool Mobile, and I sent a message to VP4 support for a laugh, and I got a message back from Steve saying thanks for letting us know, but I've got no audio in it. Now, do you think, because I've not done anything with the game plays fine, but the sound's gone. And yeah, well, test it and put the volume up, because I presume you're on Android and you've had your Android updated, and see if you're getting any sound out of the game, because I'm certainly not. And when you look at Virtual Pool 4 Mobile on the Android, well, I'll be on Android 11 as well now since the update. But anyway, on the Google Store or whatever the hell it is that you buy it on, you look at the game, the last update was done in 2014. So I think I've got a slim chance of Steve taking any sort of time or effort to have a look at it. I'm just wondering that if I uninstall the game, where do I go to download it again? Do I download it from Google Apps? Or what? Because I've never uninstalled a game and then one that I've bought, because it's the only game I have bought. I'm just wondering. So you've got no sound, so it is good. That's all I need to know. Then I don't need to touch it. So I'm just wondering how many customers have bought VP4. You can see the apps that are not installed. Yeah, I'm just wondering how many customers have actually are still playing it now and again have noticed that there's no audio and have actually contacted Solaris. So we'll see if that actually gets looked at. I very much doubt it. And we'll wait and see. So anyway, we are underway. Jose's had a kick at the 3. Left a chance for Jeeves. Now again, in the defence of both of these players, these are players that don't play 9-ball an awful lot. You certainly don't see Jeeves around very much. And Jose plays it more as a time filler when he's looking for a game of snooker. So we'll see how it goes. I've noticed something else that's weird about because again I'm not familiar with modern Android, because I had an old Android version 3 phone or whatever the hell it was when I bought it years ago when I started work at Tesco. I downloaded, I've got Candy Crush installed, Candy Crush Saga. And of course when you don't buy these games they've got adverts in them, and you obviously you put up with that. You know what I keep seeing an advert for? One of the shoot 'em up games, because I'd been looking for to see if there was an Android version of Galaga, which I used to play in the arcades in 1980, whenever it was, and sure enough, you can download the version for Android. So I downloaded and installed it. It's absolutely impossible to play because you're playing with a supposed joystick on your screen, and it's hopeless. You don't have the control on it. So anyway, I got rid of it after trying it, and I'm getting the occasional advert comes up. Yeah, they're absolutely useless. There's an occasional advert comes up for like a space shooter game, and they call this game a space shooter or whatever it is, or you know, like one of these spacey type names for a shooting game, and it shows you Galaga, but they don't call it Galaga. And I thought that would still be copyrighted to, was it Taito that had the game? I'm trying to remember who actually developed the game, but it's under all sorts of names, but its original name, which seems a bit kind of fraudulent in my opinion. I'm wondering how they can get away with that. But anyway, Jeeves has got off the mark with the first rack. Jose not in any sort of good line in the 5. And I'd imagine this cue ball's going to be doing a fair bit of travelling. Tight control might not be what we're going to see an awful lot of here. And straight away, Jose not picking out the cut angle. Good evening to Cobra. Well, what I've noticed about these modern phones, the one I've got, this Galaxy 71 phone I've got, well, there's a bad miss by Jeeves, so Jose's going to tie the match, is that whenever you go to games, if you're sitting with your phone with nothing to do for half an hour and you start playing a game, it does not half eat into the battery time. It definitely uses an awful lot of power to run these games on these phones. The battery life just gets eaten away. Well, Jose pinched a rack there with the gift of the missed 9 from Jeeves, but Jose's promptly scratched in the break. I got Avira antivirus installed on it. I used the free version of Avira on the PC, and it's actually pretty good. I'll tell you something else about Avira, which is the only bit of software I think I've ever installed in a PC, and look at the what does that do? Is that is that a typo? Look at the fold, but it's stupid costs. Is this a model, a new version of the phone you're talking about, a Fold 3 or something like that? Ah, right, because I've never heard of that. Or the one where I've seen that on. I've seen them talking about these phones on, what do you call that thing that's on a Sunday morning when I watch it? The kind of techno gaming thing that's on the BBC News. Click it as I watch it. I've seen foldable phones on there. Obviously, they all come out in Japan long before they get over here. Yeah, aye, that's what I was going to say. I've got the Avira free version of antivirus in the phone because I've been using it for a little while on the PC, and I'll tell you, installed it recently, and I installed it when I was having the problems with the PC cutting out, and what do you call it, malware bytes, which discovered all of those bloody mining bots that I had in the PC, and the Avira program. I mean, obviously they want you to buy the antivirus, but they've also got like a PC maintenance program which works online. So when you click on it, it takes you online to the site, and it's the only piece of software when it scanned for updates for my computer, it actually found, and I've been looking for the BIOS update for my PC, and it found the BIOS update, and I thought to myself, Jesus, what should I allow this to do, this update? It could wreck the PC. So I bit my tongue and I said, right, I'll let this run and see what happens. And it updated the BIOS, which is the only thing I've ever seen. And it did do it. Everything's been working great since. Because even with the Asus software that's built into the PC, whenever you go to it to get it to go to the website to check for updates, there's never ever been an update. And I checked the BIOS number, and it was updated properly, which is amazing. Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I've done. And then I finally got Flight Sim working again, which was bloody stupid as well. So, Jeeves, with a slender lead early on, and trying to work miracles with the cue ball to break the 5 and 7. Now, there's a line here cutting the 4 and running to the side rail on the right there and just skimming up and catching the 7 and 5 here for Jose. Well, he's missed the pot for the simple reason he didn't. He tried to go the direct route where the cut should have been like that, to go that way and into them. I think the chances are going to come thick and fast for either player here because of the struggle to find position and play the right shots to get there. Yeah, it's £7 odd because it's been out for a while. It had been in development for years. As I said before, I've kept an eye on it for years and years, that game, and then it totally disappeared for 2 years, and then it suddenly appeared on Steam Early Access. But never buy it on Steam. Always hunt around first before you buy any game in Steam. But as I say, they've been doing. Popman was asking earlier, when are we going to do a video with a real race with proper people in it? Well, there isn't any, and they've been testing. They've been closed beta testing. I applied for closed beta testing 3 or 4 times, never ever get looked at. And it's still in closed beta testing, because they're thoroughly testing it. I mean, the way the game is now, when you're racing on your own with AI, it's bloody brilliant. So it is. So they're making sure everything's right about it. And then there'll be more circuits come available. Presumably that'll be DLC eventually, but they're taking it step by step. Which is good from the point of view that they're not rushing anything out that's half-arsed finished, like far too many games are. And then we've got a big update coming out for No Man's Sky, which should be out in maybe the next week or so, on the 5th anniversary of the game. Another big update. And the 9-ball goes in the break for Jose to give him the 1-rack lead. Two in the 8-ball track in. Absolutely no shot in the 1. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, now is that the one that's set in Egypt? Remind me what one that is, because that's the one that I had on Uplay. Assassin's Creed, I think it was Odyssey, the Egyptian one. Because I finished that a long while ago. And then I downloaded the Viking one and played it for a while. I've never bought it though, I just downloaded it and tried it out. And that might be just enough to cover the one, is it? I think just and no more by the look of it. Well, it's something I've never bothered with either, but Semi-Pro's been playing it. Well, it's the opposite way around for me, that GTA 5, I reinstalled it and played it all over again, and I tried it online, and I think within 20 minutes that was enough for me, because I haven't the foggiest idea what I'm doing online with it. There's been that many mods and updates for it. It's very difficult to get into when you're a first timer online, that game. Not a clue. Yeah, I think you need to be in a mob, and that is very much the, based on the multiplayer side of it, but I'm totally bewildered how to get into it at all. So I don't go near it. So let's see what Jeeves can do with ball in hand. Well, the first thing he should be doing is playing the 3-ball up the table. I mean, that's the first major fail there. I mean, you've got to just keep it simple. I mean, roll the 1 up the table. Don't try to be playing combos and then the major failing is not getting the 3-ball in the hole. And that cue ball keeps tracking. Well, it's just gone short. Jose will go for the bank. Oh, it's trying to find a gap there to go between the 6 and 9. Well, I don't think any of these two guys are going to threaten they're eventually going to fall by the wayside, whoever goes through. But while they're bashing about here, let's have a look and see. Oh, I think I said that earlier, that they're going to play Snake Eyes, and I would reckon that Snake Eyes will be too good for them, whoever gets through. So this is the 11th. Just a reminder, Parliament, in case you missed it, it's a week today. It's my birthday. Just so you get plenty of time to get things organised. August the 18th, 1964. About 10 past 5 in the afternoon I was born, which was about this. I think that was when Blue Peter came on, round about that time. Well, that I've been watching. Well, that's the shark meat, but I've been watching. I've been through a phase there where we were watching all of that. What the hell do you call it? The fermented herring in the tin. What do you call it again? I've been watching loads of videos of that. Some of them hilarious. The one with the 5 guys in the back garden opening the tin and trying to eat this thing. I mean, they were vomit. They all had buckets and they were vomiting in buckets. It was hilarious. And you want to see the price of that stuff online? Surströmming. You want to see the price of it? Have you looked at it? Unbelievable. 40 quid for a tin. I mean, you know, if you want to eat rotten fish, just leave it lying out long enough. I mean, that is disgusting. But you can buy the cheaper version in the tin, but it still got the bones in it. If you buy the filleted one, that's the most expensive. I think the problem is getting past the. I think if you wear a nose clip to eat that, you'd get on a lot better. I think the only other thing that would maybe put you off is the look of it and the texture of it in your mouth. So I would wear a nose clip to try that thing, because that way your senses are deprived of the stink of the ammonia. Yeah, because it's pressurised the tin with the gases that come off the rotten fish. So the first thing that comes out of the tin is the bloody juices. It squirts into the air and all over you, and you stink for a fortnight. Jose's got a 2-rack gap. Where's that cue ball going? Now, the 7 goes. He needs to get into the cue ball here, though, you see, to be able to hold on to that 8 ball. He's not getting into the cue ball at the moment. Well, he is now. And as soon as you start digging in, you've got to get that extra control in the shot. And he's rattled the 7. Oh, that 9 ball's come to the rescue. But that other thing, I don't know what it was called. I just know it was I think it was like Greenland shark, that they would, bury it in the ground for months on end and then eat it. You know, I've been watching the last few days. Some of them are most of them are little short videos. I think there is I don't know how it managed to appear on YouTube, but because I've been watching some of the funny animal clips and stuff, that's probably why. And this video popped up, and it was an albatross colony this is in New Zealand, and these bird people, the nature people, or the officials, the group that run this area of the country, you know, these are big, you know, they're built on cliffs, grassy cliffs, because that's obviously where the albatross can take off. They need a wind. You know, they don't run and flap their wings to take off albatross. They have to have a wind into their face, and then they can just, you know, throw themselves off the cliff. But anyway, it's a nesting colony, and I can't remember what breed of albatross it is, but there's about, seemingly, I was watching another video the day, there's a guy, so there's about 20 odd breeds or different types of albatross. The big one being the wandering albatross, but there's loads of them. There's a smoky faced albatross, a black-eyed albatross, there are loads of them, blackfoot albatross, and these people take care of the birds on the nest, and what they do is they wait until they've laid the egg, and then they go in and they steal the egg. But the great way they do it, you've got to see the way they actually look after the birds. The big bird's sitting on the nest, and the little chicks underneath, and you see the person coming over to do the study on the bird. They'll have a little bag, and the big bird's sitting in the nest, and as soon as the big bird knows they're approaching, it does, you know, it kind of chops its beak together quite quickly. So you've got the clattering noise of the beak as it sees them coming towards it. So you think the big albatross is going to attack them and defend itself, but no, it doesn't. It just does the same thing every time. Once they get close to it, it just does the with its beak. It's like clicking eggshells together, and the person that wants to look at the chick, just, you know, they rub their hand down its front to its stomach, and as soon as they put their hand down to its stomach, the bird just says, "Hang on a minute," and gets up. It's hilarious to watch. It gets up and it's standing, and it's a wee look down and says, "Right, I've stood up," and then the person lifts the chick out. The bird's left standing saying, "Well, there was a chick there a minute ago, I don't know where the hell it's gone," and the bird's just standing looking. It doesn't look alarmed, doesn't get frightened. It just stands there, and the person puts the little chick into a bag, into a pouch, and then they stand up and they weigh the chick and they write down the weight of it, and then they'll motion over and just put the little chick underneath the big bird, and the big bird will just say, "All right, there's that thing that was there a little while ago, and now it's back. I'll just sit myself on it," and down it goes. I mean, these birds, you know, albatross, they only ever come down to earth to breed. For the rest of the time, they're out in the ocean, and for the first, you know, for the first 5 years of their life, as soon as they learn to fly, they never touch the ground. They're out on the ocean, and they're feeding, and they are the farthest travelled birds. They've travelled for 15,000 miles. It is really interesting to watch. Yeah, I've got myself talking about animals. I'm waiting till something exciting happens here. Well, the exciting thing that's going to happen is if Jeeves gets himself back into the match, because he's fallen away here. Yeah, so if you want something interesting to watch, just go and search albatross on YouTube. You'll see some little short videos on them. They've got the albatross cam installed, so you can sit and watch the results of some of the stuff they've shot. Anyway, welcome to whoever's watching. It isn't a wildlife show, but Jose has found a lead. 7 racks to 2, but I still think the match could go any direction. It just depends how much Jeeves wants to get back into this, but he's going to have to do some work. Well, he might have gone. No, he's still okay. Well, this is all about just touch as well. He's actually checked the cue ball too much there. He needed to let that run further left. Now the 4 ball doesn't go past the 9, and he might be too close. I don't know whether he's too close to play the billiard. The little clip onto the 4, yeah, too close. It needed another half an inch away there. Well, Jeeves is going to get lots of opportunities. Jose's going to give him chances, and he certainly gave him plenty of chances so far, but Jose's building up a hefty lead here. And he's going to be heading away into the distance if Jeeves does not get his act together sooner rather than later. So it's an 8-2 lead. Break with Jose. Six ball has gone in. Now he's got... Well, he can play the billiard off the 1. He needs to be careful here because he could end up hooked behind the 8 ball. And he's missed both. But it's gone pretty safe. Now Jeeves can try and run for cover here. He's again tried the pot. And he's going to get cover, but wasn't intentional. Now that angle on the 2, he can draw off this 2 between the 7 and the 9, but he needs to be careful he doesn't come out too far. But again, he's not played the shot. The shot was there to be played, but he hasn't played it, and he's always going to be struggling. So there's a lack of a clear lack of knowledge to be able to get a hold of that cue ball and do things with it to get the cue ball into a spot. That's what's going to prevent you from finding a better level of consistency as far as Jeeves goes. As for Jose's got an idea of what he's doing, but sometimes that finer control is the big factor that's lacking, and probably paying attention to what he's doing. And immediately Jeeves has gone out of line again. This needs to be gentle. And that's unlucky. But again, it's a chance that's gone. And Jose should be able to pick this off. But like I said earlier, Jose, well, he's looking favourite at the moment to go through, but he's going to come up against Snake Eyes in the next match, and that's a whole different level. Snake Eyes is a far more consistent player and won't be anywhere near as generous an opponent as Jose's got tonight. So it's 9-2. And again, Jeeves getting the ball in the break, but that cue ball's not under control. Well, they're all there right in the middle of the table in a line up the table. And immediately Jose's got an angle on the two, and it's all about the weight of shot, just to come back down the left side to the middle pocket, and the closer and the further up he goes, the easier the shot. He can drop the 4 in dead weight. So he just needs to stun this in. Again, over to that left side as we look for the 6 ball. I think the weight looks pretty good. And now a little drawy stun shot. He needs to get more of a draw in it just to hold it rather than letting it leak away. And he's just overcooked it there, because now he's going to be running up and down the table. It's the technical aspect of shot. You see, that's careless. The technical aspect and the learning factor that's missing from both these players. Jose's been at it for years, playing snooker in VP4, but there's the execution of certain shots that need to be worked on. It's a simple way you make yourself a better player. That was never going to be easy. So Jeeves has got a golden opportunity here to get his scoreboard moving. This is dead straight, so all you do is kill it and leave that 9 into the opposite middle. But the break has gone back to Jose, 6-rack lead. I don't think that one's going to go anywhere, no. But he should be able to hide this cue ball. Again, he's going to end up fluking the 7, be in trouble. Now, you see, that was far too heavy, that shot. That needed to be a lot more gentle touch. And it's more evidence of somebody who doesn't have their mouse set where they know that they'll get the good control and the pace. All the top players have got the good control and the pace of shot because their mouse is dialed in. The sensitivity adjustment's been worked on over a period of time till they are more than comfortable in having the weight of shot, and that's what's lacking for many players. It's how it gives you better control. And it's how you string balls together as well as racks, given the chance. So this needs to sneak in behind the 9. And if anything, overhit it so he can play the 4 ball into this left middle pocket again. Well, he's ran into the 9. Well, that was going to be too straight a line to try and hold behind the 8 ball. Well, the brushing the 8 this time has done Jeeves a favour now. He's got a chance to pinch another one back here. Now he needs to go into that bottom rail and the side rail fairly firm to get out. He's left it short. And it's another reason he'll now have to work to get these last 3 balls. This is a tester for him. Well, this is a little one of these little stun draws that I talk about. You see, he's digging in. And he hasn't put the weight in it, which is giving him the control. Sometimes when you dig in and you zip through, you get too much draw on it. So he played that quite well. And he's now doubled his tally to 4. And he's breaking from the left side, which doesn't get that movement in the balls. Which is another factor in why he's come up dry. Dry but safe. Now Jose is pushing up table, and that's asking for trouble. Because that cue ball can be tucked in behind the 5 and 8. If he can see enough of it, he can push the 1 forward and drop behind the 4. But he should certainly have Jose in a bit of bother here. And in the end, he's played not a very good shot because he's run into the 5, which is a stopper, giving Jose an easy start. Good evening to Biggs. Welcome aboard. Good evening to Paul Jordan. Now, if you've got a VP4 name, you need to let me know, because I don't think I remember seeing that name before. Or that one. Manisha Jihita. And Chico's arrived. Chico's in the building. So Jeeves has won 2 racks in a row. He's got a fairly straight in 4 ball here where he's going to brush into this 7. I don't think he can avoid. Yes, he can avoid it. Now, again, he's gone for the big draw. I don't think he can get enough of the 4. He's going to have to play the combo. Not the 4, enough of the 5 to cut it. So a gentle combo. Stop that 5 run into the short rail. He can still get the edge. And now he wants to come right down the table, avoiding a scratch. Well, he's playing it on that side. Same idea though, as long as he gets the ball. But the further forward he goes, he's left this square. He's got to get in around the corner and out. And that needs to slow down. And that will do. So it's going to be 3 in a row. Still trailing before, but it's a better looking scoreboard than it was 5 minutes ago. And this time Jose tried to scratch again. He's avoided it. And the 9 ball has gone. Well, that's painful to watch if you're Jeeves. Golden break. Takes Jose 5 in front. Cue ball trying to scratch again for Jeeves also. But the 1 and the 3 have gone. He's got a nasty, testy cut in the 2. And he's heading up towards the 7 and 9 if he tries that. And the 4 ball, of course, is down this end of the table, which is not much good to him. Well, that'll do if it bounces. Well, at least it's safe. Mahosey's just given a bash and a hope there. Oh, Jeeves needs to get this one, I feel. He needs to, if he gets another chance, he needs to take it to stay in touch. Jose's in double figures and he's only 5 away. Well, this is the one that will test. I haven't tested that for years. That VP4 utility belt. Well, that's a good shot. And he's got all the room that he needs, so he can run up and down the table, just come into the middle of the table with this shot. No, he's let it run. He hasn't got control in the cue ball. So you've got to tweak the cue ball a wee bit to alter the line of it. And Jeeves is going to get his chance, and this is vital that he gets this done. And the only way this will go wrong is hooking himself behind the 9, coming inside on this side rail. But that is just a poor shot. So poor to be playing a shot with that type of weight and absolutely no thought of what you're doing. And that's going to go. No, it's not. It's not coming in. And that's a chance thrown away. Good evening to Mark. Still out of bed. That's amazing. 8:45. It's getting near. Well, I stayed up to about 10 to 2 in the morning last night. And I went to bed. And I was up at 5. The body clock woke me up at 5. And I got up and I went online and I was playing cowboy with the guys this morning. And then see when it got to about 12:15 this afternoon, I was semi-conscious. And I went to bed and I woke up at 2:30 in the afternoon. Did a 2-hour nap and I felt great after it. I just cannot handle staying up late now. Mark, I don't know whether you heard earlier on, it's my birthday a week today. So that'll give you and Polament and others a chance to decide what you're going to get me for my birthday. Not that I'm dropping any hints or anything like that, but I just thought I'd remind you, rather than waiting until Facebook tells you, I'm telling you now. No, it's new eyes I need, not glasses. Well, Jeeves has got himself in a hole here. And Jose, 6 racks in front. ball in hand. Now, he should already have looked at the 7-9. It's not set, but it's easy enough made if he gets here. He has to get to here. That's the line you want to be on to be able to play this shot comfortably. He needs to get to the donut. Well, he ain't quite there. Well, it's done everything but go in. Now, what does Jeeves do? I mean, that's not a bank on the 7. And I think he's played a pretty good safety. That's not a bad effort. Jose can't get to it, and he may well get another chance here, Jose. Not Jose, Jeeves, I mean. Then again, Jose might play a half-decent safety like that. But you've got to go for the bank. This bank's up and down. If it misses the first line and he has the pace right, he doesn't want to hit this too hard. Firm. Well, he's going for the one shot. I don't think it's got the legs. And that is the big sellout. He underhit it. An easy combo if Jose doesn't scratch, that is, in the top right hand corner pocket. Well, he tried his best to scratch, but he's avoided it. And the lead now is unassailable. Jeeves ain't getting back into this. Once again, all that's called for here is a normal pot, let the cue ball do the rest. Again, his weight of shot is far too heavy, no control whatsoever, and I'm afraid that's how you end up in holes like that, by having no good control on the cue ball. You are always going to be found out. Oh, I've already got a £5 one in my wallet, which expires at the end of the month, which I got through for my Tesco points, my club card points, and I'm going to do a shop tomorrow, so I'll get the use of that one. Oh, this is going to run to the no man's land position. He's got the cut back, but he'll have no shot in the 6 ball. Well, he's going for the kick up and down. Might get lucky. Now Jeeves, is he going to just go for the 6-9 combo? Because I think, I mean, look at the, what's he doing? Is he pushing through, or is he lining the combo up here? I think he's lining the combo. And he's got it. Well, that's 1. Well, if he's looking for a respectable score, I suppose if he got to 8, it wouldn't be bad. And again, just gentle enough so at least you can see the 3. Well, he's nudging the 9, that'll do it. And that 4 ball, I don't think goes into the middle, so this needs to go 2 rails over to the left side. But again, he's not hit it. He's content to play it long. He should have went 2 rails to the left side here and played that 4 in the middle. Now it's a roll through for the 5. And he's still going to have to dig out the 6-8 combo, which is fairly straightforward. The problem is he's not going through far enough in the 5. And now he's running all over the place. Missed the 5 and the chance has gone. It's a tough ask if you're not really thinking and aware of what you're doing. Jose trying to pinch it. And like I said earlier, Jeeves is going to get plenty of chances from Jose. He's more than generous when he's playing 9 ball most of the time. So loads of chances coming Jeeves' way, but just not good enough to take them. Got to watch the scratch here if he's playing this plain ball. And now the cue ball running loose. And now he has to avoid the scratch. He's got to jab this. Oh, aye, aye. I don't know how long that is, Mark. I don't know how long. Well, Jeeves has got to 7. And a ball in the break. The 1 ball's gone. The 2 ball's been pushed dead. Well, I'll be skimming the left side with a bit of side. He hasn't put the side on it, but he's still got the cover. That cue ball should have been right up there by the 3 ball if he'd played that shot right. He would have avoided hitting the 4 and he would have got good distance. Well, this is a shot to the top left, nowhere near easy, but as long as you don't stun this in and scratch the middle, you just let the cue ball run. You've got to have a shot in the 3 ball, but it's a difficult shot to read the line. And he was close. Now let's have a look at this 5 ball. That 5 ball goes. So Jeeves pots the 3. He wants to get right over to the rail here for this 4 ball. As straight as he can. And he couldn't be sitting any better than this 4. So this is about controlling the pace in the draw. And you see he's not played the stun draw shot properly. He's not hit it with the power. And he hasn't got into the cue ball. He's still got the cut though. And immediately when you go out of shape, you end up losing the next shot. And he's having to dig out pots now. And this is a fine line to get to the 8th rack here for Jeeves. You don't want to finish top side of the 8. And he's going to be short and he's going to be in that zone, which is a no-go area. He's got to put loads of top in this if he's going to play a bank. I think he's trying to reverse bank it or cut it. Tough ask, but well, it's not safe because Jose will play the reverse bank on this 8 ball. 95% chance of this going in. Well, he's hit that entirely wrong. He slammed at it, not set himself at all. Had a good slam at it. And a very poorly executed shot there by Jose. That was very bad. And Jeeves in a similar position here. Not sure what to do. Let's have a look at the line. Yeah, you'd have to play the cross bank here and drag off it and hope it goes in and stay up the top end for that 9 ball if you're going to play that. Yeah, because the bank played at that line was never going to be on. Well, it's another go for Jose. Now he can just draw off it. I mean, he's got to get this one. This is not difficult. So just 2 more for Jose. Opportunities have come thick and fast all the way through the match. And another painful one for Jeeves is another golden break for Jose to take him to the hill. And the pain will be over soon enough. Jeeves a ball in the break. A dodgy cut in the 1 ball down the rail to stay at the table. And he's finished on the 2. Now all this needs is a drop in down to the bottom rail if you let it run, or just softly like that. And same again, just roll through but leave the angle on that 4 ball. And he's gone a bit straightish, he needs to get into it. And that's again not setting himself, not taking his time. He did get on the 5. There seems to be an awful rush to play shots and not prepare yourself for a shot. And Jeeves is going to get another go, is he? Or is Jose going to see this out? And he's getting another chance at it. Once again, the angle is reasonably good on the 5 ball. He needs to let the cue ball run. But he hasn't let it run, he's left it just go square. Got to play for position. You can't be playing and hoping for position. Hats off to guys like Jeeves for playing in a tournament like this, but as I've said numerous times, if you've played 9 ball and you've played it in challenge rooms, when you make that decision to come to these tournaments, you've got to bring some level of a game to it in order to survive as long as you can. And he's been found out big time. So Jose with the bank for the match. And in it goes. And it's a comfortable win for Jose, 15 racks to 7. Quick look at the bracket before we call it quits, guys, just to catch up. So that match between Jose and Jeeves, as I said earlier, is bad news for Jose because Jose is going to be up against it against Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes will be too good for Jose, and then the winner of that match will go through to play Spectre Dawn, so that's then bad news for the winner, whoever that might be. The favourite will be Snake Eyes. Now that's the one lost side. Acero waiting on the winner of Squirter and Mooncake. Larry and Hazard, I don't know whether they'll play or not. And Cheeky Chico's got a fair wait before he gets his next match. Up top on the one lost side, we've got Spectre Dawn waiting on somebody coming through from the Snake Eyes match. That's the one that I just mentioned. What am I talking about? We've got Semi-Pro who went through against... who the hell was Semi-Pro playing? He was playing Shibo earlier. That's who it was. Yeah, Semi-Pro through by 15 racks to 7, but Semi-Pro's now waiting on somebody from the winner's side to come through. So that's going to be a tough match for both players, whoever lands through to play Semi-Pro. And I think earlier on I said it was going to be Billy Bigrigger and Bankster, so Semi-Pro will be favourite for that one in that match. And now I think that takes care of the one loss side. Let's go further up. I think that is about it. Yeah, so on the winner's side, we've got a round 4 match that has been arranged, and that's the big match of the tournament so far. It's going to be between Albinario and Mal, and that is on... Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong if you're still there. I think that's Sunday night at 7 PM British Summer Time. And I'll be there for that. Race to 18. That's in the top half of the draw. And on the bottom half, sorry, not with that, the winner of that match that I've just mentioned will play Cobra, so that'll be another big match in the tournament. And further down, we've got the match with Billy Bigrigger and Bankster, and that is at 5 PM tomorrow night, so I'll be there for that one. I hope you can join us for it. I think it'll be quite an interesting match. I've always thought Bankster's a fairly sensible player, because when I've seen him in Friday Night 9-Ball, he is getting a handicap, but he does make the most of it. He's going to be tested tomorrow against Billy Bigrigger. It should be a fairly interesting match to watch, and not easy to call. And the bad news for them is that the winner of that match is waiting to play Bedhead, or Bedhead's waiting to play them, and Bedhead, the best performance of the tournament last night, or whenever night it was, he played very solidly, extremely solid against Spectre Dawn, and it was a very, very good, strong performance. If he keeps that standard up, he's going to be trouble for whoever he meets. And that is it up to date. So we've had 2 matches today. Thanks for joining, guys. Apologies for the wildlife discussion. I hope you can join us for the match tomorrow night, and also any future matches. If you've missed anything and I've got it on stream, then you'll be able to see it on my YouTube channel. Have a click on there and a rummage through it, you'll find it. I haven't made a playlist for it yet. I haven't simply got around to doing it, but I probably will do it at some point. So till we meet again, good evening, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you all again soon.